Okay, for today's activity, we're going to do a little bit of 1-point perspective. Now, on the Google Classroom, I've posted a picture of this, so I want you to follow along with it as I'm working you step by step by step. Now, because essentially all of the instructions are here, I know some people are always tempted to move a little bit quicker and rush through some of this. I want you to take your time because I want you to learn how to do 1-point perspective correctly, because over the next few days, we're gonna do a little 1-point perspective each day, and then that is gonna move us into, starting on Friday, doing a little bit of 2-point perspective. And to have a good grasp at 2-point perspective, it's going to be key that you have an even better grasp of 1 point. So, to do this, you'll need this copy that's on the Google Classroom, one of the white sheets of sketch paper from your big folder, and a ruler. Now, I don't know if everybody has a ruler. If you don't, you can use the big thick manila folder that all of this came with. We're not going to do a bunch of measuring with this. We're just really going to use this as more of a straight edge for drawing lines to different spots. All right. So the first step in doing your 1-point perspective is figuring out where your one vanishing point is going to go. And the reason they call it 1-point perspective is because you use 1 point to draw all of your lines either to or away from. So our 1 point, or our one vanishing point, is going to be somewhere pretty close to the middle of this sheet of paper. Now, if you're looking at this, step 1, draw several rectangles around a central vanishing point. These rectangles will be the tops of your skyscrapers or the tops of your buildings. So here's my vanishing point. For now, I'm just going to draw 5. And when I do these, I'm going to keep them very, very hard lined, but I'm going to roughly sketch them in with pencil first. And then I'm going to go back with my ruler, straighten the lines, and get everything a little more even. And I'm going to do them fairly close to one another. And again, they're going to be kind of hard geometric lined angles. Do another kind of rectangular building. And then one more tucked back in here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that I've got those 5 plotted out, I'm going to take my ruler, straighten these lines, and then I will go back and erase kind of the initial scribbly lines that are in there. All right, first one done. I'll do the rest of that on these. Okay, I've got all 5 of them outlined. Now I'm gonna pick and start with one building first. So this would be step 2 on here. Next, draw the receding lines from each corner without passing through the top of the building to the vanishing point that would be in front of it. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but essentially what it's telling us is from the corners of the buildings, we're gonna draw straight lines to the vanishing point. So we're gonna do one building at a time. I'm gonna take and do this building first. So with my ruler, and these you wanna keep a little bit on the lighter side. So from this front corner to that vanishing point, from this front corner to the vanishing point. And what I don't need to do is draw from this corner or this corner, because if I did, I would essentially be drawing through the rooftop and the front of this building. So I'm done with my first one. Now what I want to add is going to be the baseline or the ground level for this first building. So to do that, I'm going to angle I'm going to rotate my paper first and then angle my ruler so that the edge is parallel to the rooftop. And I'm not going to give you any specific measurements for how far down you should go with this line, but I would say, so here's the rooftop of this building, here's the ground level of this building, you know, maybe 2 finger widths in there, so it's not too crazy far from the very, very tip top of it. So now that I got this baseline in, I'm going to erase the stuff that sticks out past, and then I'm going to follow that same thing, that same idea around to the rest of them. So the next one I'll do is this more angled building, vanishing point, whoops, vanishing point, and I'm going to do the same thing to find my ground level. I'm going to line my ruler up with the rooftop, come down, down, down to about here. Ground level, now I go back and erase. Now I'm going to do this longer, more angular building next because this is going to have a few added difficulties that I want to show you how to do. So from this corner here, vanishing point, and then I have this inside corner and this inside corner, and I have to add that to this building. Vanishing point, vanishing point, and then this final corner to vanishing point. Okay, so now to do the ground level, the direction of that line should be parallel to the direction of the rooftop line. So the ground level line right here is parallel to the roof line. Ground level line here, parallel to the roof line. So I need to keep that same concept in mind. Come down just a little bit, be sure my ruler edge is parallel to the roof edge. I'm going to stop, and now what I have is a new angle that I'm going to have to capture. So I'll set my ruler here, slide this down, try to keep that angle parallel to here, and then keep the ruler parallel. So I can cheat this line in here a little. Yeah, then go back and erase. And then from there, I'm going to quickly finish up these last 2 buildings. Remember to keep those lines somewhat light. Makes it a little easier to get rid of that. Now with this, my line would, if I connected it completely from this corner to the vanishing point, my line would go through the rooftop and the body of this building. So my line is actually going to stop when it hits that roof. Same thing here if that's the case. So it looks like, yep, it's going to hit that rooftop line as well. Still, I got to add my ground level. Ruler parallel to the rooftop. Slide it down and connect. So now I've got the structure layout for all 5 of my buildings.